Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to Liberty High School, the home of the Liberty Falcons.
Let's start WAVOR.
For today's...
Introducing the entire rosters in alternating fashion.
All right. Sorry for the difficulty. I think we have it now. Do you hear anything, James?
No, I can't.
Neither one of us hear anything.
High School, a three-time first-team All-League selection and two-time Player of the Year, averaging 16 points.
I can't. Can you hear me? Testing.
All right, there we go. Sorry for those technical difficulties. We've got it underway now. Welcome to Liberty High School, home of the Liberty Falcons. This is the WAVOR game, and that stands for Washington v. Oregon. This is a game to showcase the senior talents in Oregon and Washington. There will be two games today. We'll start the girls' game here in about 5 minutes, and then the boys' game at 3 o'clock. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Hall. I'll be doing the play-by-play. Working with me, my broadcast partner, James Broadous. James, the head coach at De La Salle North Catholic High School, finished second in the state this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we are introducing these seniors. The Oregon team will be dressed in uniforms that look like the Portland Trailblazers. They say Oregon across the front. Seattle's team, our Washington teams will be dressed in Seattle Supersonic uniforms, and they say Washington across the front. These are elite players for both teams. We're introducing players from both teams right now. Already we've introduced number 22, Grace Arnold for Oregon, and number 30, Callie Denson. For Washington, we've already introduced number 10, and that's Ella Gallatin, and number 12, and that's Kira Gardner. Just introducing from Oregon, number 3, Reese Erickson. She's going to start for the Oregon team. This used to be the Northwest Shootout here at Liberty High School. Mm-hmm. We had a couple of years off from the pandemic, and now we're up and going again. Introducing for Washington, that's number 25, that's Lauren Glazier. By the way, a couple of changes. This will be 20-minute halves, just like they play in college, and this will be with a 30-second shot clock.
Yes, and I know the Washington teams, they're okay with that shot clock. They've been playing with it for years. Oregon teams, I wouldn't imagine it being that big of a deal in an all-star game like this, but it is something to keep your eye on.
All right, number 10 for Oregon, that's Abby Graham from St. Mary's. From Washington, number 35, that is Camille Jentz. She's from Lake Stevens High School. For Oregon, number 15, that's Sage Kramer. She's going to start. She's from Philomath. For Washington, introducing number 24, Megan Karstader. She is from Moses Lake High School. For Oregon, from Tigard High School, and that is number 45, Sarah Lamette. For Washington, number 4 is going to be Kira Marsh. She's from Arlington High School. Each team has 11 players. Number 5 for Oregon, Charlotte Richmond. She's from Ida B. Wells High School. By the way, she's going to the U.S. Military Academy next year.
Man, I give her her due,
Two of the Oregon players are going to West Point next year. We'll get the other one here in just a minute. For Washington, number 2, all right, number 2 for Oregon, that's Brooklyn Stanby. She, by the way, is headed to my alma mater, Portland State, next year.
All-classmen selection and the 2020 1A state tournament MVP, averaging 19.7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2
Number 11 for Washington, that is Abby Stump. She's from Linden Christian.
And that would be Libby Stump.
I'm sorry, Libby Stump. For Oregon, number 34, this is Lindsay Wilson. She'll start. She's from Mountainside High School.
For Washington, 6 feet from Tumwater High School, a 2-time All-League first-team selection, and the
Number 5 for Washington, that is Natalie Sumrock. She's from Tumwater.
Western Colorado this fall, number 5, Natalie Sumrock. For Oregon, 5'7", from Corvallis High School, a 3-time
For Oregon, number 11, Ella Preschel from Corvallis. By the way, she's headed to Washington and Lee in Virginia.
Wow. That's big. You can see a lot of all these players are going on to do something, and it may not just be basketball, but they're going on to big schools that shows how well they do academically and athletically.
Number 20 for Washington, and that is Tatum Thompson. She's from Woodinville, and she's headed to Boise State. I'm the last player for Oregon. All first-team All-Metro player.
She'll be attending Colorado School of Mines this fall, number 20, Allison Cantor.
Allison Cantor from Westview. First team, like I said, Metro. Head coaches for Washington, head coaches, Mike Artie, the head coach of Gonzaga Prep, and Quante Anderson, the assistant coach, and he is from Meade High School. For Oregon, the head coach is Kendra Gardner from Grant and Cindy Anderson from Lincoln. Cindy Anderson is the JV boys coach at Lincoln.
And she's been around the game for a long time. I remember she came over here and joined Heather Roberts from Lincoln, and I know they have a great coaching staff. And congratulations to all the coaches that are coaching in this game. You know, big congratulations to the players that make it here, but as well, you have to be selected as a coach, and if you are selected as a coach, that means you have done good things in the game of basketball.
Here's the starters for Oregon. Number 3, Reese Erickson from Lake Ridge. Number 15, Sage Kramer from Philomath. Number 45, Sarah Lamette from Tigard. Number 34, Lindsay Wilson from Mountainside. Tip underway, quickly ahead, and a bucket for Washington right off the bat, number 20.
That's Tatum Thompson, you know, and I watched her practice yesterday. That girl, she loves to play basketball and loves to have a good time doing it.
Another steal and down court quickly for the bucket. Number 12, Kira Gardner with that bucket. 4-0, Washington breaks on top quickly. Oregon with the ball in the red uniforms, moving from our left to our right. Out on top, the three-point shot, yes! First bucket of the game for Oregon goes to number 45. That is Sarah Lamette from Tigard. Three-pointer is 4-3. Just underway here. And there's bucket. Number 25 with the bucket, Lauren Glazier. 6-3, Washington leads. This pace is going to be quick.
Yes, like we talked about, I don't think that shot clock is going to come into play very much in this game.
Rebound bounces loose, picked up off the floor, put back up and in. Number 15, Sarah Kramer. 6-5.
That was Kira Gardner with a 3. She's an athlete.
She has 4 in the game now already. 9-5, Washington leads. Another three-pointer rolls off the back rim. Here comes Washington. Pull-up jumper, banked it in.
That looked like Lauren Glazer again off the backboard. This Washington team is shooting at a very high clip. And so,
wow.
So is the Oregon team. This is a great game already, Dave.
We're off to a rapid pace. We're 2 minutes into the game. It's 11-8. And it's clear Washington wants to work inside. Rebound, Oregon. On the baseline, knocked away. Inbound, and Oregon will inbound the pass. Reese Erickson. Inbound the ball way out on top. Erickson, pull-up jumper for three, bounces around, drops in. Erickson with another bucket. She has 6 in the game. 17:29 left to go in the first half. 11-11 our score.
Man, again, this pace. This is what you want to see in an all-star game, though. You know, when you get some of the best out here. You know, nobody wants to see the game slowed down, and they are not disappointing thus far.
I asked Coach Gardner what are her plans for substitution. She says we will run 5 players for half of the first half and the other 5 the second. But in the second half, we'll pick out matchups. So underneath, reverse layup up and in. Nice move.
Looks like Veronica
Steffi with the bucket.
She's a left-hander and finished that with the right on the reverse. Again, another opportunity to show this athleticism.
Each of these teams have a conference defensive player of the year. And there's our first foul of the game. Foul going to be on Oregon. Sarah Lamette with a foul. That's the first team foul. 13-11, Washington leads on that last bucket. Out on top for three, boy. Each team is not reluctant to let it fly.
Oh, no.
Down low for Oregon. Double team. Now they throw it around the outside for three. That bounces around, doesn't go. Washington with the rebound. 4-on-2 fast break. In the middle, pulls up the shot. Whistle and a foul. That's going to send Washington to the line.
And that pull-up right there, that is Veronica's shot. I had the pleasure of watching them practice yesterday. They practiced over at our gym, and I just was able to watch and sort of pick up a few things about the player's game. And Veronica loves that mid-range. So she's very comfortable pulling up that shot right there.
Veronica Steffi, she is from Woodinville. On the way, got them both. 4 in the game for Steffi. The lead is 4, 15-11. Way long outside three, bounces around, drops through.
Brooklyn Strandby?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sorry, Brooklyn, for mispronouncing your name, but that shot right there, that was very comfortable for her. You can see that she does that.
Wow, the three-point range on these teams is amazing.
Lauren Glazer again showing off that depth.
18-14, Washington leads here in WAVOR. Little spin move, blocked from behind, saves the ball. Oregon in the lane, dishes it to the outside, lets it go for three. Yes. Sage Kramer for three. She has 5 in the game. 18-17, Washington leads. Tatum Thompson for 3.
Remember that name. Her name, she's going to have her footprint all over this game.
Thompson is the player headed to Boise State. Another 3 from way outside, short that time, iron. Here comes Washington. The 3. Wow. Oh, my. Glazer with another 3. She has 8 in the game, 24-17. Biggest lead of the game for Washington.
Lauren Glazer showing off three-pointer, and then she guards the perimeter, then gets back and affects the shot on the post. She's everywhere.
Dishes it off underneath. Missed the layup, but fouled, and that's going to send Oregon to the line. This is Lindsey Wilson at the line. Wilson from Mountainside. First shot on the way, it goes. 24-18. Here's that substitutions we were talking about. 4 different players coming in for Oregon. The shooter gets substituted after the next break.
You know, the Washington team, they have 10 players, so it's going to be relatively simple to sub in 5 at a time. The Oregon players, they have 11 players on their team, so somebody's going to have to sit and wait a little bit. But it's an all-star game, and when you're sitting out watching players play in front of you and they can play, it's not that big of a deal.
Exactly. Little jump shot from the baseline. Number 35, Camille Jentz. Jensen's one of the 2 players on the Washington team headed to Eastern Washington next year. Outside. On the baseline, pulls up the shot, short. Rebound, Washington. Baseline, oh, great move. Just snuck her way around it. Ella Gallatin, her first bucket of the game. Way outside. Oh, that looks familiar. Saw that in the NCAA tournament a couple of times. The ball is stuck.
Where is Tatum Thompson and Kyra Gardner? After practice yesterday, look, she's ready to come out. After practice yesterday, they were jumping up and grabbing the rim, and here comes both of them.
Oh.
They were showing off their hops in practice yesterday, and I'm sure they love this opportunity.
Here we go. There, tipped it out. That was Lauren Glazier who tipped that out.
That was Thompson again.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Tatum Thompson and Kyra Gardner. I'm sure that's going to be a highlight from them because they were, again, at practice yesterday trying to dunk, and they were up there grabbing the rim.
28-19, all alone down the lane. Nice pass, but missed the layup.
They've hit all the tough shots so far, then the easiest shot of the day right there, they chipped out.
Right. Rebound, Washington, 9-point lead, 28-19 for 3, in and out. Rebound. Way outside shot, that's short, front iron. 12:36 left to go here, first half. You know, James, I thought we were playing with the shot clock, but it turned off.
Well, you just don't know that it's actually on.
Right.
Because they have not come close to needing a shot clock. They're getting this ball up the court, and the shot is going up within 10 seconds pretty much every trip. Makes for exciting basketball.
Washington was shooting really well. Now they've missed 3 layups. Underneath, spin move, puts it up, fouled.
Looks like Gracie Arnold with the nice footwork right there. Or as Shaquille O'Neal says, the nice feet work underneath the basket, spinning, getting the foul. Capitalizes on the first free throw.
Arnold, that's her first point of the game. Gracie Arnold, she is from Cottage Grove. 3-time All-League, 2-time Player of the Year. Second shot on the way, she got them both.
Callie Denson checked in for Abby Graham right there. This is that 11th player that's on the Oregon team. The 11th number player, not saying that she is the player, the 11th sub or whatever, but she just checked in.
Ball loose, out of bounds. By the way, let me tell you about Callie Denson. Here's her stat line for the year. 27 points per game, 6 rebounds a game, 5 assists. She once scored, Callie Denson, number 30, She scored 14 3-pointers in the game and 36 and a half.
Wow. See, this is an all-star game, and she was the last one that checked in, and she's averaging 27 points a game. That only happened here in an all-star game. This tells you the type of talent that is on display here.
With the ball, Denson from Milwaukee. Dishes it outside. Denson with the ball now.
Shot clock violation. Imagine that. They're out there, they're moving the ball around, trying to go from a good shot to a great shot, which is what you teach as basketball coaches, and the shot clock goes off. I didn't think we would see that here in the All-Star game.
I didn't either. 30-21. Washington leads. Underneath, down low, inside, puts it up and in. That's Camille Jets. She's got 4 in the game. 6'4" from Lake Stevens. Outside shot, that doesn't go.
Libby Stump with the rebound. She likes to push that basketball up the court.
That's going to be off to the side, and they let that go out. It'll be Oregon ball. We'll have a player check in.
Substitution for Oregon. Into the game, 11, Oka Russell, replacing Allison Campbell.
For Oregon checking in, that is Elka Pressel. 32-21, an 11-point lead. That's the biggest lead of the game. Almost another steal for Washington. Inside, dishes off. There's a shot, bounces around. No. Rebound, Washington.
There's Libby. She wants to push that ball down the court. As an all-star coach, you would love to have her on the floor because she likes to get it going. Not interested in this slowing this game down.
Washington has missed 4 straight layups. That time, switches hands, tries to scoop the ball up. It's going to send Kara Marsh to the free throw line. The foul is on Charlotte Richmond. First shot on the way, bounces around, does not go. This is Kara Marsh at the line.
Washington coming back with wholesale subs. Again, looks like it's going to be every 5 minutes, which is easy math. Even I could add that up.
Missed them both. Rebound. Allison Cantor. Oh boy, tenacious defense by Washington. The lob underneath, bounces it, shot blocked from behind. You know, Big's got to bounce the ball.
Yes.
She should have taken that and just went straight up with it.
Just tried to create a little bit more space for herself, which allowed Megan Karstetter to come back and make that block over the top.
Now it's down low again. Send it back out. Long three-pointer in. Yes. Richmond for 3. The lead is 8. 32-24. 9:17 left to go in the first half. The WAVOR showcase here at Liberty High School. There's a 2-pointer. Thompson, she's got 8 in the game now. I'm sorry, 7.
Elka Pretschel for 3 with the high arcing 3. Again, had to get that ball over the top of Kyra Gardner, who we've already seen can jump.
Pressure for 3. She's from Corvallis. Oh, nice scoop shot.
Veronica Sheffy, we are seeing it all.
6 in the game for her. From the corner, that's going to be way off. Pulls it back, takes the 3. No. They send it back out on top. 3 from the right corner. Yes, that one's going to go. Kara Gardner for 3.
Kara Gardner for 3. I think we're going to be hearing that a lot tonight.
39-27. Lead is 12 now. That's the biggest. Callie Denson came in the game with that 27-point scoring average. She hasn't got a shot yet. Just throws that ball up, misses. Long pass underneath, stolen. Denson steals it.
I bet she shoots this.
Yep, pull-up jumper short. And the other unit will check back in for Oregon.
Well, that was another example right there. The last Oregon possession, they had to get up a shot, so she had to throw it up before that shot clock. This Washington team is playing good, solid defense, making it not easy for Oregon to run through their offense, which is not typical for an all-star game. But in this type of a setting, teams are trying to win. They're not just out there just playing sort of loosey-goosey. They want to win the basketball game.
Drives inside, puts it up, misses the layup. That was Sage Kramer on the layup. 39-27, 7:19 left to go here in the first half. WAVOR to the game, Washington versus Oregon. These are all high school seniors invited to this tournament. Invited to this all-star game, I should say. Underneath, quickly ahead, up and in. Great job by Oregon to get the ball down court, get the shot up and in. That's Sage Kramer. She's now got 7 in the game. There's a foul. This game may be in the 80s, 90s, might even get to 100.
Absolutely. This is definitely going to be a high-scoring game. And like we said earlier, this is what you want from an all-star game. You don't want to see a bunch of slow down. That's why I'm glad that we do have the shot clock in this situation, because here in Oregon, we don't play with the shot clock. But
Gardner hits the free throw. By the way, she's headed to Washington State next year. Got them both. She's got 9 in the game.
I think she's going to have a good career over at Washington State. Very good athlete, good shooter, loves to play the game.
Off on the side, inside, uses the, well, I was going to say use the glass, but missed the backboard. That ball goes, it's a foul. Foul is on Kiara Gardner. First free throw, yes. High arcing shot, swished through.
Nothing but net.
NBC, nothing but cord. Second, similar results. Kramer with 2. She has 9 in the game. Inside, tipped around, rebound Oregon. They've cut the lead to 10. 41-31, pull-up jumper. Yes, buried it.
Reese Erickson showing that she can do it all. She drives to the basket, she stops and hits the 3 in transition. Great form.
By the way, Erickson has 3 buckets, all of them 3-pointers. Oh, nice shot. Great form.
And Lauren Glazer is putting that basketball in the hole. Getting buckets, as we say.
She has 10 in the game. 3-pointer on the outside for Oregon. Oh.
Was number 2 on that last 3-pointer, Brooklyn Strandby.
There we go. She's got 2 3-pointers.
Sage Kramer goes coast to coast. Again, in a real high school game, every coach right now would be up, mad at your team for defense. You have to stop the ball. No one stopped the ball. She kept probing. No one stopped the ball, so she went all the way to the basket and gives herself 2 free throws.
Each team with 4 team fouls. By the way, when they changed units and went back to the first unit they started, they were down 12. They've cut that in half. They're down 6, Oregon is. Second shot on the way, bouncing around, and that goes through.
Well, see, everybody on this team, on both teams, are used to starting. I can not imagine there's very many of them that came off the bench. So you can imagine that first group is always going to be a little bit more prepared for this because this is what they're used to.
Look, somebody like Callie Denson, who's averaging 27 points a game and came off the bench. She probably hadn't done that her whole high school career.
Right. And it's a different ball game when you come off the bench. Some people enjoy it, some people don't as much. There are some advantages to it, but for the most part, you get in a rhythm. And you've been doing this for 4 years. You get in a rhythm of warm up and play, and coming off the bench sometimes just slows you down.
The foul was on number 20. That is Tatum Thompson. It's 5th team foul, her first. Oregon with the ball and down 5, 43-38. Steele ahead on the breakaway, up and in. Shot from the outside for 3, rebound Washington. Underneath, wide open, up and in. Natalie Sumrock from Tumwater. And now the lead goes back to 9, 47-38, 4:18 left to go, first half. Underneath, wide open. Nice play. They get the ball to Sage Kramer. By the way, Kramer has 12 in the game.
She averaged 24 during the regular season, so she's already at half of her point total.
Oregon with the ball. Dish it off. The shot doesn't go. Rebound Washington. Shot for 3. Buried it. Kara Marsh with the bucket. She's from Arlington High School. And now the lead goes back to 10, 50-40, 3:23 left to go in the first half.
You know, there's a lot of accolades that we could talk about with a lot of these players, or pretty much every player. They've all accomplished big things here at their high school. The one we were just mentioning the name, Sage Kramer. Sage Kramer had a 51-point game in high school at one point. 51, I don't care what level you play at, wherever you are, 51 is hard to do. You really have to be good to get 51 points in one basketball game.
In 32 minutes of play, you know, an NBA player can get 50 in 48 minutes of play. 32 minutes, you got 50 points, a point and a half a minute.
Man.
This is Denson up off the backboard too hard, but she's going to go to the line.
You can see how comfortable she was right there in that position, just going to the basket. Pretty good defense in front of her, but a nice little in and out gets you right to the lane.
I mentioned she made 14 three-pointers in a game, and she scored 36 points and a half. Those were team records. First free throw, that's her first point of the game. 50-41. Second shot, she got them both. Pretty soon, every player for each team is going to have scored. I think we have 2 players on each team who have not scored yet. For 3, yes. Number 11. That's Stump for Washington. Libby Stump. 53-42. Richmond, her second three-pointer. That ball rolls around, rebound. Here comes Denson, number 30. Inside, in the lane. There's that footwork up and in. Oh, my goodness.
There's that feet work. Nice, stayed calm. Just pivoted to she could find that open area.
Oh, another three-point. Ella Gallantet. She is from Snohomish.
We need to try to pull up the record books and see what record it is. What's the record for made three-pointers in this game?
Well, it's not going to stand at the end of today. Oh, nice left-handed baseline shot. Denson sends it back out on top for three, short. Tipped around inside, saved by Washington. 58-49, 9-point lead. Oregon with the rebound, headed down, 1:15 left to go here in the first half. Way, way outside shot. That's an NBA three-pointer. That's a Damian Lillard three-pointer.
Right, it's an all-star game. Might as well try it.
Down the lane, up and in. Camille Gents that time with that bucket. That's her 6th point in the game.
Libby Stump with another nice assist.
Oh, in and out.
And the rebound. And if
Pull
you let
up
her shoot the
three.
three.
Oh, had too much spin on it, spun out. 60-49. I said it might get 100 points, might get 120. 28 seconds, lobbed inside. Spins around. That's a long 3 seconds, but
If you're working to shoot, sometimes the referees will give you that leeway. If she would have turned and passed that ball back out, you can bet they would have called that 3 seconds.
they're going to play for 1. 7 seconds. Drive, left-handed shot. Nice baseline jumper. Libby Stump, there's the horn. That is the end of the first half. Our score at the end of the first half, it is Washington 62, Oregon 49. James?
Man, this game has not disappointed. We knew that we would see some fast pace. I did not expect to see the level of efficiency that we're seeing here in this first half. But, man, these girls are out here hitting three-pointers. They're moving the ball around. This is good basketball.
All right, well, I got a chance here. Let me give you the scoring. We'll start with Washington, and here are the scoring. Everybody has scored for Washington except Megan Carstetter. Here's the point totals, though. Ella Gallanton with 7 in the game. Kira Gardner with 11. She's the leading scorer. Lauren Glazer has 10. Camille Gents has 6. Kara Marsh with 3. Veronica Sheffy with 6. Libby Stump with 5. Natalie Sumrock with 2. And Tatum Thompson with 1. Pretty balanced scoring up and down.
You know, and that's what they were talking about at practice. You know, the coach wanted to see some balanced scoring, wanted to see everybody sharing the basketball. Everybody who touches the basketball is capable of putting the ball in the basket. You know, and that is a coach's dream. And as you see in this balanced scoring, that's exactly what they're showing.
All right, let me give you the scoring for Oregon. Gracie Arnold has 4. Callie Denson with 2, both free throws. 9 for Reese Erickson, 3 3-pointers. The leading scorer in the game is Sage Kramer from Philomath. She has 12 in the game. Sarah Lamette has 3. Ella Preschel has 3. 6 for Charlotte Richmond. 6 for Brooklyn Standy. And 2 for Lindsey Wilson. The only player that has not scored for Oregon is Abby Graham and Allison Cantor. So let me figure it out here real quick, James. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 3-pointers for Oregon. For Washington, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oregon has 10. Washington has 6 3-pointers in the game. So it's been pretty amazing.
Exactly, very good shooting. But again, you got good basketball players out here. They can shoot the basketball, and they're demonstrating that.
All right, our score here at halftime is Washington 62, Oregon 49. We are Oregon Sports Beat, by the way, if you want to see what we do. We're the leading local sports broadcaster in the area. go to OregonSportsBeat.com. We have some people we want to thank for making this tournament and the broadcast possible. V&B Philanthropy, the Barbers, Dana and Scott Cross, Beaverton Toyota, Lux Forb, Global Properties, Dark Horse, Alex and Mike Truax, and Ferguson Wellman Capital Management. All right, I mentioned earlier this is the before we get to that, let's take a look at this. The scorer brought up the information for us. Here's Washington. They are 25 of 43 from the field. Wow. They are 8 of 19 from three-point range, 4 of 6 on the free throws. They have 22 rebounds, and they have 19 assists. For Oregon, they are 15 of 39. You can see the difference there in that. That's what, let's see, the shooting in the first half for Washington is 58.1. For Oregon, it's 38.5. So 10 of 26 on three-pointers for Oregon. Free throws 9 of 10. Rebounds, they are at 21. So that's pretty equal. And 10 assists. Washington's 19 assists. So across the board on stats, it's pretty indicative of what's going on so far in this game.
Absolutely, and just from a coach's standpoint, you take a look, some of the numbers that you first look at are the assists. And as a Washington team, 19 assists, 25 made baskets off of 19 assists. You're very happy with that. You know, that means you're sharing the basketball and people are penetrating, finding open players. 38, 42% from the three-point line. Again, you're not mad at that as well.
All right, as I mentioned before, we're bringing you both games today. This is the girls' game. The boys' game will be at 3 o'clock. We will see how long this game goes. We probably will take a break in between those two games, but we'll see on that. And we'll get you the lineups and all of that. Joining us right now is Brian, who's going to be doing the play-by-play for the boys' game today. And Brian, some thoughts on what we can expect to see in the boys' game?
Honestly, a lot of what we've been seeing with this girls' game. Lots of running up and down the court between these two teams. Athletic on both ends. You're looking at, out of the 20 players, you have 7 or 8 of them already on Division I scholarships ready to go next season. A couple more still looking at where they want to go. But everybody in this game is moving on to the next level to play ball. And we're excited to see what they can bring today.
Who's some of the players we really need to keep an eye out for?
Well, Trey Blasingame is a name to look for on Washington, along with Dylan Darling. Both of them are going to go Division I. Darling has offers from Washington State that he'll be going to. Blasingame has offers from Washington State, Long Beach State, Alaska Fairbanks. On the Oregon side, you've got a couple of different guys you can look at. You can look at Noah Agoli, who was the state champion for Tualatin this past season. He was the player of the game in that championship game. Julian Mora is an explosive small guard out of Summit High School down in Central or Oregon, I should say, in the Bend area.
They went undefeated and then lost the championship
Exactly,
game.
Yeah. So him and his teammate Caden Harris are looking to end on a positive note with a win. But Julian Moore is an explosive, fun guard, a lot of energy, takes a beating, but he's willing to get to the rim and put up points for his team.
I did a lot of high school games this year, mostly the PIL, the Metro, and the Mount Hood Conference. And I looked down the roster for the boys, and one of the players I saw in there I recognized. The team that was very good in the top 5 all season long was Roosevelt. Their star player was a sophomore. His name was Terrence Hill. But they had a senior, and his name is Donatello Tupper. And he's very, very athletic. I'm sure you saw him play, James.
Absolutely, and if you get an opportunity here in this All-Star game, he will put on a show. If he gets a fast break, he's not one that's just going to lay the ball up off the glass or do a finger roll over the front of the rim. He will try to tear the house down, and again, in games like this, that's the type of player you want to see.
All right, we mentioned these are 20-minute halves like college games. Players aren't used to that. They're used to 4-minute quarters. The girls' coach is playing, she's playing 2 5-girl units and alternating back and forth. But in the second half, she's going to pick her matchups.
Okay.
Any idea what the Oregon strategy is?
I don't personally. I know, like I said at the very beginning, you've got looking at 5 or 6 of these players for Oregon. I had a chance to watch them during the state playoffs, and they like to run. Pick your pocket. They'll bait you on passes to get to move in transition, and that's mainly what Oregon's game is, and that's going to get them to move fast and play their style of game, get Washington uncomfortable.
I believe you did the state tournament, didn't you?
That is correct, yep.
And that was pretty exciting, especially with, like I said, Summit being undefeated coming into the title game and then losing to Tualatin.
Well, you talk about Roosevelt High School. Those two had a terrific game in the quarterfinals in which Summit hit a buzzer beater to win by 1 over Roosevelt, and thanks to Julian Mora, who we'll be seeing later on today.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing you at the start of the second half. I think I'm going to join you at halftime of the boys' game and talk a little bit about what happened here at the girls' game. But we look forward to that and exciting action coming up here in the girls' game.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Brian. Interesting season in the PIL this year when we had teams like Cleveland and Roosevelt and Lincoln all rising to the top, teams that we normally didn't see there.
Right. Again, it's good for high school basketball. A lot of parity. Teams that have not been, not historically been in the playoffs have now made it, and they have a lot of young players. So they're not going anywhere. They'll be back, and we'll see if some of those historic teams like Jefferson, Grant, Benson, we're talking PIL right now, if they can come back. Even in that the final, the Elite Eight, we didn't see Jesuit. There wasn't Central Catholic. There was no Jefferson. There was no Grant. A lot of teams are making moves here, and it's exciting basketball at the high school level.
I'm looking at some things on the stat sheet here, and both coaches did a great job of spreading the minutes around. Look at all these players with 10 minutes, both on the Washington and Oregon side. The other thing I noticed was, although Washington was 8 of 19 from the three-point range, Glazer was 2 of 6, and Stump was 1 of 5. So those two players not quite as good as the rest of the players. For Oregon, take a look there. There's Reese Erickson. She's taken 3 shots in the game, all 3 from three-point range, and hit them all. Yeah. Leading rebounders in the game for Washington, it is Kara Marsh with 3. For Oregon, it is Reese Erickson, just who we were talking about in the three-pointers, and she has 3.
And Reese Erickson is quite possibly the smallest player on the court. 3 rebounds, 3 threes, 5 assists. She's making her imprint on this basketball game.
Here's some more stats for you. Points in the paint. Washington 26, Oregon 10. We're looking to see, let's see how many turnovers here. 6 for Oregon, 3 for Washington. Fast break points, Washington 9, Oregon 2. And that was in the beginning of the game. They got about 3 or 4 of those. Bench points, Washington 27, Oregon 17. So
the bench is just as good as the starters. It's just something they can only play 5. That's what the rules state. So you can only put 5 of them out there. So then you'll have 5 that's sitting on the bench that actually could be starters as well. But again, there's a lot of telling tales in that stat. You know, and numbers don't lie, but they don't always tell the whole story as well.
Right.
But I can tell you that just from a coach's standpoint, when you take a look at this, 3 turnovers in the first half by the Washington team, 6 turnovers in the first half by the Oregon team. As a coach, you're excited about that. You don't want to give up possessions, turning the ball over, give up an opportunity for shots, and neither team is doing that in a game at this pace. That's pretty efficient. Talking
about pace, 82 shots in 20 minutes in the first half.
Well, Dave, they told me that's how you used to play. You could get up 80-something shots in 20 minutes.
Problem is I only made about 10 of them.
And the second half starts off with a turnover. Trying to run their offense, though. Just a little bit of miscommunication right there.
Right. Oregon in the red will move from our right to our left. And there's a steal right off the bat and a bucket.
Kira Gardner should have tried to dunk that.
She's now the leading scorer in the game. She's got 13. 64-49. This is the biggest lead of the game at 15.
Kira Gardner was 3-time league MVP, Gatorade Player of the Year in 2022. There's a lot of accolades, like we said, about all these players that we can go run down throughout the course of the game.
Pull-up jumper, short. And here comes Oregon back. On the baseline, puts up a shot, uses the glass, fouled. The foul is on Kira Gardner.
And that puts Sage Kramer back at the line. We talked about Sage Kramer in the season having a 51-point game, finished her career with 2,105 points. Again, I don't care what level you're at. If you can score 2,000 points in 4 years, you're putting the ball in the bucket.
She's now the leading scorer for Oregon with 13. Misses the second. Ball loose, and we got a jump ball, and possession is going to go to Oregon. Just underway, second half action, 63-50, Washington leads. There's the lob inbounds. Holds the ball up high. Puts the shot up off the glass too hard. Rebound, Washington. They had a flyer out front, didn't get the ball to her. For three from way out, front iron. Oregon rebound. There's another flyer way ahead. Oh, saved the ball. It was going to go out of bounds, and Oregon ball. Great hustle that time. Veronica Steffi got back. She was with fire. Ball went over her head, and she saved it from going out. Oregon, though, with the ball. Pull-up jumper. Lindsey Wilson with the bucket. And Tatum Thompson with the bucket. She has 9 in the game now. 66-52.
If you look away, you will miss a basket, man. You
Wow.
keep your eyes straight on the court.
Erickson's first two-pointer of the game.
Oh, see what I'm saying? As you're finishing your stats, you see Veronica Sheffy throws an alley-oop to Tatum Thompson.
Thompson with the bucket then.
There's Sheffy again.
And Sheffy, boy, I like her play.
She was 3-time first team All-League, Defensive Player of the Year 2 times. And you can see that getting out in the passing lane, getting the steal, easy bucket for her squad.
Oh, used the backboard. And it is 70-56. Pull-up jumper, got that. That's a 2. Glazier now with 12 in the game. 16 is the lead. Kramer with a bucket. Kramer with 15. Now I know why she got 51 in the game.
Because she can put the ball in the basket. And if you're not guarding her, she will go ahead and hit the 3 or go to the basket. Looks like a 3-tool player.
Short that time. Oregon with the rebound. Reese Erickson, number 3, taken away. Sheffy, and you said she was the Defensive Player of the Year?
2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Gardner with a bucket. She now has 15 in the game.
Sage Kramer.
And the putback, steal in the putback. Nice move that. Kramer with another bucket.
Finished that one with the left hand. Man, she's showing it all.
17 in the game for Kramer. Bounces around. Thought that might bounce in, but it did not. That was Steffi. Oh, great pass underneath. Wilson from Kramer that time. Kramer on the assist. 6 in the game for Wilson. By the way, I wanted to update you on the additional sponsors we want to say thank you to. Gave you some at halftime. Here's our additional sponsors. Sunset Import, John Herman, Pacific Seafoods, DC Builders, Johnny and Lori Coppage, and Casey Flicker.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody who made this possible. You know what? Nice crowd.
Nice crowd. You know, again, a good event. You know,
perfect place to have it, too. This is a great facility.
You know, this is where they hold a lot of the big tournaments that come to Portland, the Les Schwab Invitational, namely. and you can see why. It's a great venue to have. It's a huge gym, a lot of room. Spectators here can spread out during this time and still watch a great basketball game.
The lead is 12, 74 to 62. Directing traffic, Steffi. Three-pointer, yes. Wow.
Execution after the timeout, that's what you're looking for. They ran that play.
Gardner with 18 in the game. Down low, spin move, blocked. Blocked underneath. Washington with the ball. Turnaround jumper. Oh. The turnaround fadeaway jumper. And that's Thompson. She has 13 in the game. (79-62). Here comes Washington right back. Three-pointer to get this lead to 20. Rebound underneath. Put back. That doesn't go. Tipped around. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by Steffi.
Shows off the ball handling.
Wow. What a great little spin move. Apache had a couple of them there.
And came out of it with an alley-oop to Tatum Thompson, or Tatum Thompson just making passes into alley-oops, again, showing off that athleticism. But Veronica Sheffy handling the basketball a little bit like Kyrie Irving right there.
She's headed to San Diego.
And they will be well pleased with what type of a basketball player they are getting.
Shot put up, missed. Here come the Oregon back. Oregon needs to go on a run here, get this lead down from the 17 it is. And a whistle and a foul.
Washington foul charge to number 11, Libby Stump. First personal
Foul is on Libby Stump. That is her first personal foul. Second team foul on Washington. Underneath, down on the floor with the ball, got to get it away or going to get tied up.
jump ball, possession to Washington.
And possession arrow points to Washington.
You know, if they would have just surrounded her and didn't tie it up, it would have been 3 in the key at some point.
Right.
You know, and you could have kept your possession arrow.
I'm surprised nobody took a timeout.
Yeah.
Underneath, turnaround jumper up and in.
Washington is doing a very good job of running their offense. They were able to they have a couple practices, and you can see that they are really running through the offense that the coach have put in.
Jens gets that last back. Libby Stump with that basket.
Coach Artie and Coach Anderson, I'm sure they are very well pleased with what they are seeing.
83-62, the lead is 21. Oregon with the ball. At the free throw line. Stolen away, another steal. Inside and almost loses the ball, saves it out on top. Dish it in the corner, here's the shot. Front iron. Washington with another rebound. Starts down the lane and dishes it up and in. Carol Marsh with the bucket. And Washington wants to take a timeout with a 23-point lead. 13-15 left to go here in the game. Washington 85, Oregon 62.
You know, Washington has just turned the intensity up here in this second half. I don't know what they went in and said at halftime, but they are really, they weren't really happy with, looks like they weren't really happy with the type of intensity they played in that first half, and they turned it up here and now have opened up this lead. And I did not think I would see a 23-point lead.
I didn't either, you know, and we're not halfway through the second half. I mean, it's almost unimaginable that you might score 80 or 90 points in a game and lose.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. But again, when you have this type of talent, you see Washington is now making a sub, just sort of switching up their lineup just a little bit. They're bringing in Kira Gardner here with this unit. And it's just, that's the type of luxury that you have in games like this. Everybody that you put in the game can play basketball.
Denson's in the game now for Oregon. Cutter through the lane, couldn't get the ball to her. Pull up three-pointer, rolls around, no. Washington with the ball, they'll bring it up. Down in the lane, turnaround jumper, lays on the rim and then rolls out.
Another well-executed play right there on behalf of
Denson waits, puts up a shot short. Washington is so good at getting to the baseline and getting shots away.
I tell you, there's a lot of talent out here, and I like a lot of the players, but I really like this Libby Stump. The way she just, the pace that she plays at, she's always under control. She sees the floor, she talks. I really like Libby Stump, and I'm sure they're going to like her down in Montana.
One of two girls on the Washington roster going to Montana. She gets them both. Let me see if I can find you real quick. Montana Stump is going to Montana. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the only one. 2 to Washington State, 2 to Eastern Washington, 1 to Boise State.
I think Eastern Washington plays Montana, so that'll be interesting.
They're both in the Big Sky.
Mm-hmm.
For 3, short, put back, tipped around. Washington comes down, 2-on-1 fast break, and they get away and get another layup. Carol Marsh with the bucket. She has 7 in the game. The lead now is 27, 89-62.
The Oregon team just can't get any buckets in the paint. You know, a lot of their buckets have come from the three-pointer, but anything in the paint is being gobbled up right there by the bigs of the Washington team.
You're looking at 6'3", 6'4" on those defenders. There's another layup. Gardner now has 20.
Gardner finished the layup on this end with the left and then got down and challenged the shot by Abby Graham on the other end. Just, again, showing off that athleticism.
Every player for Oregon has now scored. Pass stolen away. Only Megan Carstetter has not scored for Washington. Underneath, rolls around, drops in. Abby Graham, she had not scored, and now she's got the last 2 baskets for Oregon. 91-66. Outside 3. Oh, wow. Gardner for 3.
You see why she was the Gatorade Player of the Year in 2022.
Wow. There's a 3. That doesn't go. Out of bounds. Washington ball. The lead is 28. 94-66. We're still not halfway through the second half. Gracie Arnold checks in. She replaces Cantor.
Oregon foul charge to number 2, Brooklyn Straight. First personal, second team foul.
All right, the foul is on number 2, Steffi. Shot drops through. Gallatin for 2, 96-66, the lead is 30. And the bucket, and a chance for a 3-point play. The bucket that time by Wilson.
Wilson was rim running right there and got in great position right in front of the rim, sealed her defender, was able to get to that left hand and get the and one right here. You know, we know that this is a, 28-point lead there, Dave. You know, like I said, plenty of time, wasn't a math major. But with the type of talent that the Oregon team has, they can get back in this game. And the way they shoot the basketball, they can get back in it.
The lead is 27, 96-69. Right now we're halfway through the second half. Pull-up jumper, short. turnaround jumper, that's short. The putback up and in, oh, that's just height.
Lauren Glazer having a day today.
Glazer now with 14 in the game.
And she got up in the air on that pump fake by the three-pointer and almost jumped completely over Abby Graham. But you've got, as Washington State, can you imagine how excited the Cougars are? You're getting Lauren Glazer and Kira Gardner coming together. Those are two of the best.
Glazer, by the way, tallest player on the court today. She's 6'4".
They're trying to get the ball in. There it is to Megan Karstetter.
She was down low. Like I said, she's the only player in the game that hasn't scored.
Right. And it's only because, it's not because she can't play, it's just only because she just had not have the opportunities. But these out of bounds plays and the offense that they're running is trying to get it to her so she can't get her name in the book.
Wow. Glazer 6'4", and can she shoot? She's got 16 in the game. Short. Rebound Steffi. Left-handed shot up, just short by Steffi. The putback goal.
Tatum Thompson with the rebound and putback.
Thompson has 15 in the game.
Nice position.
Down low, Wilson blocked.
Megan, they're going to try to.
Down underneath, the shot up and in. Glazer now with 18 in the game. Boy, at 6'4", she can play.
And the steal.
Here she comes dribbling, dishes it off, up and in, Steffi.
She is on full display tonight. The steal, the ball handling, the assist, nice bounce pass.
Ooh.
Abby Graham, St. Mary's Academy.
Graham has 7 in the game, all in the second half. 8:04 left. It's 106-72.
They run this play right here where Megan dives to the post.
And a whistle and a foul, but I believe Karstetter is going to go to the line. That is the second personal foul on Arnold. Third team foul. Karstetter at the line. And now everybody in the game has scored.
Oregon substitution. Number 11, Oakland Russell, and number 45, Sarah Lovett. Replacing Brooklyn Strandy and Abby Graham.
Karstetter 6 foot from Moses Lake. Left-handed shooter, front iron on that one. Rebound to Oregon. And a whistle and a foul underneath. 3 team fouls on Oregon, 4 on Washington. By the way, that's Glazer, the foul. That's her 4th.
That's her 4th. And again, in an all-star game, you're not really concerned if she fouls out or not because you have talent behind her. But Karstetter, as we talked about, the last player to score, but she was first-team offense for the last couple of years, first-team defense in her conference.
Oh. What a shot that time. Preschel that time for 3. She has a 3-pointer in the first half, a 3-pointer in the second half.
Oregon foul charge to number 3, Maurice Erickson, first personal 14 foul. At the line for Washington.
Veronica right there, Veronica Sheffy just putting the pressure on the defense. You know, getting that ball going right to the basket. Making the defender make a decision. Either you're going to foul me or you're going to get out of the way.
Second shot, that goes. .12 in the game for Steffi. I'm sorry, Sheffy. Okay, I see it. Thanks, James.
Oh. Shoot that, Megan. Thompson will.
Yeah. And gets the rebound and puts it back up and in. Tatum Thompson. She's got 17 in the game, 10 here in the second half.
Is the scoreboard right? I've been watching the game and not watching the scoreboard. Is that right?
As far as I believe it is.
111?
Yes.
Wow.
Had 62 at halftime. 49, and there's the bucket. Carstetter with the bucket. The only player who hadn't scored has now got 3 here in the last 2 minutes. There's a pass way ahead, but there's a whistle. Timeout Washington. I know it's hard to look at the scoreboard when you're just transfixed on what's going on there on the court.
And the game is just going back and forth, up and down, and it's good basketball. And we're seeing a nice array of moves and athletic ability and all that on display that I just sort of lost track of looking at the scoreboard, and I didn't realize that there's 113 points scored.
This is scoring. This is second half scoring. Gardner has a total of 12. Glazier has 8. Thompson has 10. Those are just second half stats.
Those are full game stats for a lot of players.
Exactly.
If you can score 10, 13 points here in a high school game, then you've done well. But that's in the second half.
Yeah, alone. And let's see. Gardner has for the game, she has a total of 23, 18 for Glazier, 17 for Thompson, 12 for Sheffy. Leading scorer in the game for Oregon, it is Kramer with 17.
A lot of good basketball being played out here. Veronica Sheffy and Tatum Thompson were on the same high school team together. Could you imagine what type of firepower that was right there for Woodinvine High School? Tatum was Woodinville. Tatum was King Co MVP and first team and state tournament MVP.
Steffi holds the ball up high. Glazier, shot partially blocked, rebound Oregon.
Looked like they were trying to run an alley-oop play out of the timeout.
It did. 3-point shot, doesn't go. Here comes Washington right back. Inside, foul, whistle and a foul. Carstetter said, I didn't get points the first half. I'm going to the bucket.
Right. Watch this. She get a shirt that says watch this, because she can play. And they're putting pressure on that Divas. They're just going hard to the basket, making the Oregon players foul them, and they get to the free throw line.
Misses the first shot. Second on the way, the left-hander goes. Got 4 in the game now. 114 to 75. From the outside, a long way. Yes, nice bucket. Pressure for 3. She's now got 9 in the game on 3 3-pointers.
And again, Oregon, we know that they can shoot the 3, but the problem is that's where only their baskets are only coming from the 3-point line.
Exactly. Oregon. Out on top, down the lane, dishes it off. Oh, too hard off the backboard. And that ball goes out. It'll be Oregon ball.
I think Sarah Lamette was surprised that she was that open. On the pick and roll, she rolled and she was wide open. I think it sort of took her by surprise there.
She's 6'4" from Tigard. Down the lane and knocked out of bounds. Still be Oregon ball. Lamette started down the lane, knocked away.
Lamette averaged 16 a game in her high school senior year as well.
Nice steal that time. Goes down though, and that's a travel. 5 team fouls on both teams. Oregon lobs it down underneath and too far. They were trying to set an inbound pass right under the bucket and went too far out of bounds. Be Washington ball. 4:56 left to go in this one. Got a player in the corner, one of the ball, got it. Now pull-up jumper, in and out. Oh, spun around. Turnaround jumper, no, that doesn't go. Washington missed 2 shots there down in the paint. Pull-up 3, yes, nice shot. Charlotte Richmond that time. That's her 3rd three-pointer of the game.
She was 4-time All-League first team member.
Underneath, too hard, tipped back out, nice save that time by Washington. Like you mentioned, James, the key to this game is both teams are shooting well from 3-point range, but the Oregon is not getting many points in the paint. Oh, there's a nice three-pointer. Sarah Lamette for 3.
Hey, they're going to get something out of this, you know. They're going to break a 3-point record, that's for sure, because they are hitting it from 3. If you can't get anything going inside, then, hey, you might as well just keep on launching them, especially if you're making them. There's another one.
And that's Callie Jensen's first 3-point bucket. She now has 7 in the game. Right, if you can't get points in the paint, just let it fly.
Just let it fly. And they have shooters, you know.
The lead is 27. It's 114-87. Oregon may get to 100.
Oh, yeah, I believe they'll get there. That's going up.
The corner for 3. Oh, just missed, but rebound underneath, put back up, reverse layup. Gallatin with the bucket. She's got 11 in the game. Well, I think just about everybody on Washington is going to be in double figures.
Callie will shoot it.
Yep, she did. She let it go. That's going to be short.
Oregon substitutions, number 2.
And the other unit will check back in for Oregon.
Number 10, Abby Graham. Number 15, Sage Kramer. And number 20, Allison Cantor.
Washington with the ball. 116-87 our score. Dishes it off, the little shot, yes. Carrie Jentz with that bucket. She's not got double figures, she's got 10, 118-87.
Seems like everybody you talk about on the Washington side has double figures, Dave.
Exactly. They shoot so well in those little jumpers in the lane. Mid-range jumpers, you know.
There's Libby Stump once again. Showing off her versatility. I like Reese Erickson too.
Nowadays, the mid-range jumper is kind of disappearing. You got people underneath to lay it in, and you got the three-point shooters. You think of somebody like Kyrie Irving, who's made a career, or Chris Paul. They made a career on mid-range jumpers.
Right, they get that defense behind them, and you can't always, at that size in particular, can't always get all the way to the basket. So they're able to get in there, keep the defender behind them, and pull up that mid-range jump shot. 2 points is 2 points.
The foul is on Allison Cantor at the line, shooting 2.
Oregon substitution, number 34, Lindsay Wilson, replacing Allison Cantor.
121-87. The lead is 34. Second shot on the way. Got them both. That's Camille Jantz. She now has 12 in the game. 59 seconds. Way out on top.
Okay. My bad. I'm up here coaching, Dave. I'm telling people to cut out. I can't help myself.
Can't get that out of your blood, can you? Coach of the recent second place finishers at state. Kira Gardner.
Washington foul charge to number 12, Kira Gardner, third personal foul, sixth team foul.
Looks like Tatum Thompson had thought that her friend had fouled out, so she was coming to get in the game. Just thought it was 5 fouls, but it was only 4.
24 seconds. I just told our producer if he could go down and get us Kara Gardner. I'm trying to look here now. Kramer at the line. Gardner has 25 in the game. .124 to 90, 18 seconds. Let's see if we get to 125. Underneath, dishes it off, put it up and in. Stump with a bucket.
Gardner with the nice pass underneath, again showing off all of her game.
Washington foul charge to number 35, Camille Jets, first personal, 18 foul at the line for Oregon, Lindsey Wilson.
Lindsey Wilson at the line for Oregon. 4 seconds on the clock. 126 to 90. 36-point lead. Gets the first. It's going to take me half an hour just to figure out the scoring.
You're going to need a calculator.
We've had 216 points in this game, 217. 4 seconds. Clock not running, now it is. Doesn't get that shot off. And that's our final score here from Liberty High School in the WAVOR game. And let's see, it's 126. So Washington 62 in the first half, 64 in the second. 91 for Oregon, 49 in the first, 42 in the second. James?
You know, again, a basketball game that didn't disappoint. We saw a lot of good things from a lot of good basketball players. That Washington team, they just really turned it up in the second half. The one thing that I do like about it is that this was not one of those games that that was out here when players weren't trying to play defense. They weren't really trying to share the basketball. These guys were moving the basketball, playing with each other, trying to get stops. It was a real basketball game, but Washington team, they just had just a little too much size, and they were able to control the paint.
All right, let me give you the individual scoring in this game. We'll start with Washington, and boy, like you were saying earlier, seemed like everybody had double figures. Well, listen to this. Ella Gallatin had 11. Kira Gardner had 25, 14 in the second half. Lauren Glazer had 18. Camille Jentz had 12, 4 for Carstetter. Kira Marsh had 12, 13 in the game for Veronica Steffi, 2 in the game for Natalie Sumrock, and 17 in the game for Tatum Thompson. Pretty balanced scoring.
Very balanced scoring. You know, I'm laughing over here because, again, Tatum and Kira, they're out here trying to dunk here after the game. They're throwing each other alley-oops right here. This is this is must-see TV right here.
All right, I'm going to give you the scoring for Oregon. And here it is, the individual scoring. We'll start. Gracie Arnold had 4, 7 for Callie Denson, Reese Erickson with 9, 7 for Abby Graham, 2 for Allison Cantor, Sarah Kramer with 17 be the leading scorer, Lamette with 3, 7 for Ella Preschel, Charlotte Richmond with 9, 6 for Brooklyn Standy, and 8 for Lindsey Wilson. So 7 players in double figures for Washington. For Oregon, 1.
That Oregon team, they played pretty well. Again, they just could not get anything in the paint. And you can live by the 3 and die by the 3. And right today, we're not able to make enough threes to make up
all right,
for that
so
deficit.
That's our final score in the game. Washington 126, Oregon 91. Kira Gardner's going to join us. Kira, congratulations on a big win.
Thank you.
You're headed next year to Washington State?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. There we go. Your microphone's out. 11 points in the first half, 14 points in the second half. You had 25 for the game. You're the leading scorer in the game. But the Washington team, had 7 players in double figures. Oregon only 1. So it just wasn't, 91 is a lot of points to give up. But in a fast-paced game like this, your team also played really good defense.
Thank you. That means a lot. I love this team. Just met them a couple days ago, and we're already like family.
Tell us a little bit about your background here. You're at Raymond High School. Tell us a little bit about that.
I come from a small town. There's not a lot of people there. I don't know. Got great people down there, nice people. They're, I don't know how to word it. They're just family down there. We're close. Everyone knows everybody. It's great down there.
You're going to play at Washington State next year. You're headed there with Lauren Glazer, 6'4". She had, I'm going to look at the total real quick. She had 18 in the game and played really well close to the basket. You had so many points in the paint during this game, and you didn't give up a whole lot of points in the paint.
Yeah, Lauren, she's a baller. She's really good. I'm happy to go to Washington State with her and just ball up with her. She's a great person.
What about your plans for the future outside of basketball? What are you going to major in?
Haven't really decided yet, but if I were to do something, probably sports medicine or nutrition.
All right, James?
Kira, yes, the thing that I like about one of the things that I've seen is that you enjoy, it looks like you have fun playing this game. Look like I see you out there doing the gritty after the game. I see you trying to dunk. Yesterday at practice, you guys were trying to dunk. It looks like you just enjoy playing this game of basketball.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Ever since I was little, I'm playing ever since I was able to pick up a ball.
Okay.
Awesome.
You averaged 27 points a game, almost 27, and you're a 3-time league MVP. How'd your team do in this season?
Well, we only lost a couple games. We only at state we lost to Colfax. Could have headed to a championship if we beat them, but we ended up 6th. But we have a really good freshman that's going to take over for next year, and she's going to be the baller there.
How much practice time did you get together as a team?
Yes.
Probably a couple hours, probably 6 hours with this team. It was really fun.
Your team's going to get some pictures and some trophies. We'll let you go.
All right, thank
Congratulations on a great game, and
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, James.
Again, you can see how the type of person that Kira Gardner is. She enjoys playing the game. She missed some of the pictures down there. Looks like she's going to be able to get down there and get in some of them. But, she really enjoys playing basketball. Like she said, and she just counts this team as a family. So this is what you're looking for when you put together this type of a game. So I'm sure the producers of the game and whatnot are really excited about what they've been able to accomplish.
Again, this is WAVOR. That's Washington versus Oregon. It's the game. It's a showcase for these players. Most of them already have some kind of offer or some kind of a commitment. We, Oregon Sports Beat, are going to bring you the boys' game coming up here in about 25 minutes or so. James will be doing the color on that. So stick around for that. That's what people want to thank. Want to thank Liberty High School for hosting the tournament. The sponsors who make this all possible. Our crew, we've got Alva Myers, who's our director down here. James, Jim Thompson is on a camera. Ryan Johnson is our producer, my broadcast partner, James Broadous. James, I'll give you a final word.
Well, Dave, first of all, just enjoyed doing this game with you and doing the games that we've had in the past as well. Look forward to it happening again next year. But as a basketball game today, I think that what you really want to see is some excitement. You really want to have an opportunity to showcase your players, and all that happened tonight.
All right, as you look down on the court, you see the Washington team holding up the trophy. I'm Dave Hall. Our score again from Liberty High School in the WAVOR tournament. The final score here, it is Washington 126, Oregon 91. Stick around in about a half an hour. We're going to bring you the boys' action.